Hello and welcome everyone to another deck here from the pre-release M21 event. And this one is Izzet Spells. The cards we have new here is the Stormwing Entity, See the Truth. Those two cards are really powerful, and the goal is it's a really fast deck where we try to kill opponent really fast with our Dreadhorde Arcanist, Sprite Dragon and entities. So I go shortly over the cards. We have many cheap spells, which is really important. But first, let's go and explain some key combos of the deck. So you have See the Truth, which is a 2 mana. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. If the spell was cast from anywhere other than your hand, put each of those cards in your hand instead. So 2 mana, get one from top 3. It's decent, but the best part is, if we cast this not from our hand, right? Let's say from exile, we can get all 3 cards. So we have Light Up the Stage, exile the top 2 cards. We could exile this, play it from exile, get 3 cards for 2 mana. Seems good. We also have Dreadhorde Arcanist, where when we had power 2, here we can play this from our graveyard and also draw 3 cards. Really, really powerful. Stormwing Entity is a 5 mana, 3/3 flying with prowess. Prowess, whenever you cast another non-creature spell, the creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. And when this enters the battlefield, scry 2. What's really cool about this card is it has this spell cost 2 colorless, 1 blue less to cast if you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. So let's say we have 3 mana, we have a shock, we shock the opponent, we shock a creature, we can play this card. Simple. Turn 3 Stormwing Entity is really, really good. The other cards here is 4 opts, 1 mana, cantrip, scry 1, draw a card. Then we have 8 buffs for our Arcanist to actually have an efficiency, the truth, or just 8 buffs for our Sprite Dragons and entities. So Infuriate 4 times, dark creature becomes, creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. Samut, dark creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until the end of turn. We have 2 shocks here, just 2 damage. And the haste actually is really cool because you can play the entity and then haste it. So it becomes +2/+1 and from the prowess +1/+1. So it's actually a 6/4 haste creature for maybe sometimes 3 mana, which is really cheap for 6 damage. Then we have 2 Stonecoil Serpent just to have at least some early creature drops where we have some aggression. And it also goes really well with the Sea-Dasher Octopus. I think some extra card draw is nice. I think those 2 cards could maybe be different, but this is the way I did just to have enough creatures. Yeah, Sea-Dasher Octopus, a 3 mana creature with flash. Whenever this creature does damage, you draw a card. You can mute it for 2. And so you can mute it over the Serpent or Arcanist or Dragon, or even over the entity. And when you do damage, or when that creature does damage, you can draw a card. Another creature that is really, really strong in this deck is the Sprite Dragon. It's a 2 mana flying haste creature. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put the +1/+1 counter on Sprite Dragon. So we have really many cheap cards, and yeah, so this card can go really huge, really fast. So the deck is pretty simple, as you see. We try to go in as fast as possible, and that's all we want to do here. It's really fun, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the games. I think it's okay. It's not perfect, obviously, but we can find something if See the Truth. Green, Feast, okay. So we're gonna use See the Truth here. Probably, is it shock? I think it has to be shock here. It looks to me like a Celestial's token deck, but okay, it's not this. It's a bit a strange point because we need to deal with this. Dreadhorde Arcanist is the perfect card to draw here, where we can actually pull off the combo if we do it correct. Java, okay. Okay, we're just gonna do a lot of damage here. And we do not need the land. Okay, that's actually interesting. So we could actually Samut sprint this one, but then it would die to Yara. So what we have to do is... No, I think we're just gonna attack here. And use the light up the stage. Okay, so we got a land, we got another entity. And whatever damage comes, we're gonna take it. And we're gonna get a huge turn. So we need to dodge something like Ram Through, but See the Truth will be amazing. So we would use the Infuriate on the Arcanist. So that's the worst card for us.
From the smallest ant to the largest hydra, nature is beautiful.
I mean, they have to make a decision here, right? I think that's the wrong decision.
I'd get out of the way if I were you.
So how much damage can we do? I'm just gonna show it because it's actually really cool what we can do here. We had lethal, but... and we still have. So yeah, basically we can draw 3 cards this way. This has trample, right? Yeah, so the game can go really short and it's really fun with the interaction. I didn't even talk a lot this game, but yeah. So this is how it looks. Yeah, we're gonna keep this hands. We have the Arcanist, we have some draws, definitely keep here. Easy opt here to get an Arcanist really fast. No. Also really good card there. So what we can do is, and that's something I do sometimes, I'm gonna use to See the Truth with the double blue here now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the blue. We search for a buff. We found a buff. We play the Samut sprint on the Dreadhorde Arcanist. We want that one. Now we attack. We play it again and we actually gonna draw 3 cards. Full hand again here, so next time we have many options here. We have the Sprite Dragons that we can use. We also have the Entity, which is really good. We need to think what is most damage here. We also have a Shock here, which is nice. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a Sprite Dragon. Oh, we attempted to play a Sprite Dragon here. Yeah, I still think we're gonna try to kill this one. Let me read this again. Whenever you draw a second each... I mean, we don't care about the token, to be honest. So I play the other one. Gonna attack here. And... should we draw the card or should we buff here? I think we're gonna go draw the card. No. Dispute in a best of 1 is actually really interesting to see the dispute there, not gonna lie. So we still have shocks in our hands, but we really didn't care about this 2/2 token here. What we could do is we could play shock here, then we could play the entity. Raspberry, okay. I wonder which one. Sure. How much damage can we do? 2, 5. Okay, I think we could do it depending what we draw. Okay, so we didn't find a land there, but we could still find a red land. No, we could still find a red land. No. Okay, we didn't manage to find the red land there, which is a bit sad. So, but I think it was still correct to search for it. Two is not too easy though now, so we need to think how we're gonna play this the best. We still have a 6/6 flyer though, which is not hard to deal with. Which is kind of hard to deal with. Grace is okay. I mean, now we win. Almost likely. We don't have trample though. We need a way to deal with this. If we have a Samut sprint, we would win. Okay, so now we definitely win. Maybe there's a 2-mana card I don't know exists, but a 1-mana card. That could be -2/-2, but we can react on it. So yeah, this worked out. So those games are really fast. This is okay. We can play this hand. I mean, we got a Dreadhorde and some spells. This has to survive though, otherwise we definitely have some problems. Stormon. Okay, so mulligan from opponent there. Okay, I think we're going for the lands here. So what we can do is we can play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Then, okay, we attempt to play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Resolved. So now we try to shock what we can find. Okay, so we shock face. So we have the entity next turn. Simic. Okay, honestly, I think we're gonna play it a bit different now. We're gonna do it this way because if we get 4 mana, right? We can play the entity. We can shock, play entity, play island. Samut sprints the entity, which is probably the plan here. Okay. So Lotus Field deck right there. Always, I love those decks. They're always really cool.
Let's get moving.
Tamia, okay. So there will be Uro next turn, where we have to think if we wanna go for the Uro, for the Planeswalk or for face. Maybe you have to go for face here. They draw 2 cards though, and the Root Snare is a card we do not want to see. Disconnect. Okay, so this is this type of deck. So it's 13, 11. I think we have lethal, so we start with a shock here. We're gonna play with this one. We Samut sprints the entity here. And we're just gonna attack. Which procs the Samut sprint or the shock, depends what we want. Buff, 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 buff. And here we go. 16 damage. Turn 4 is pretty good.